There's a big difference between optimism and hope. Optimism ignores the reality and pretends everything will somehow magically work out. Sometimes that's okay to practice, to be optimistic, to have a positive view. But hope is different because hope is predicated on the genuine possibility that things will improve. Hope acknowledges the pain, acknowledges the obstruction, but says, you know what? Just because this thing is in front of me, it doesn't mean that I'm unable to get around it with God's strength. That's hope. Followers of Jesus are people of hope, as in we have this hope as an anchor for our soul that carries us into the very presence of God the Father. It's only because of Jesus that we have authentic hope that's predicated not on our ability to control things, but on what God can do through us as we trust Him. I say all that to say this. Listen to these words from Psalm 121. The psalmist writes, I lift my eyes to the mountains. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. I love that verse because it reminds us of where our sights need to be set. We can look at all kinds of things on this level and simply see it as a bunch of obstacles and challenges and suffering. But when we lift our eyes to the mountains, when we see that God is taking us to a higher place, when we acknowledge that it's His light, it's not the mountains that are lit up, it's His light on the mountain, and the fact that He's calling us to a higher place and that He will help us get there, that's hope. That's not just bland optimism that ignores reality. That's hope that says, hey, I have to get to a higher place. And by saying that, I acknowledge I'm in a lower place. I need to work my way up, that we are a people who should always be looking up, not in bland optimism, but in hope. Because as we do this, as we set our sights on the places that God is calling us to, we will then be able to transverse this incredible pilgrimage called life and actually become closer to God and more like Jesus in the process. This is what it is to have hope. So it's all about our perspective. We need to always be looking up. Maybe not physically, but certainly spiritually. In all of it, during this day today, as you spend your time living life, as you face things on this plane that we're all on, take the time to look up, to lift your eyes to the mountains, and ask the rhetorical question, where does my help come from? You go, of course I remember, my help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth, the very one who made all of this, and who certainly has the strength and the grace and the power to carry us to the higher places as we trust Him. Yes, we are a people who are always looking up.